I've had a long box of comics sitting in my garage for 2 months since I picked up a large collection. I pulled one book out of that long box originally, and it was a Batman Adventures 12 that just went off to CGC. I flipped through the rest of the box to see what was there, and that book just sold for how much? Let's take a look next on this video from Bronzeville Comics. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also follow us on other socials, Instagram at Bronzeville_comics, same thing, whatnot. There is a link in the description below this video. If you've not yet signed on to whatnot, you can use the description. You'll get $10 off your first purchase. It doesn't have to be a purchase from me. I do shows every Monday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, in the description is a link to my eBay store as well as my email. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. So I had picked up a collection a couple of months ago and done some videos on those. And then there were like 3 long boxes of modern stuff. And I'll link at the end the original video of this collection. There were actually 3 collections in one. One was more of a Silver Age collection. Bronze Age collection that included Marvel Spotlight 5 and a Ghost Rider 1, a Silver Surfer 1, some really big books. Then one was kind of like an 80s X-Men collection, but lower grade-ish stuff. There was also a lot of modern stuff in there, Marvel stuff from the 2000s that had like the Echo Daredevil books and some runs. But there were 3 boxes, long boxes of DC books, mostly Batman titles from the 90s, late 80s, early 90s. So I kind of put those to the side. And as I said, there was a Batman Adventures 12 in there that I pulled out. I had that graded. You probably might have seen a video I did. It came back a 9.6. I actually just cracked it out and repressed it and resubmitted it, hoping to get the 9.8. I actually did it in a pre-screen. So hopefully in a few weeks that will be back in my hands. And we'll see. Hopefully it gets graded at the 9.8. But let's take a look at the rest of this one long box. And one I had already gone through, and it had some minor keys. It had like the second appearance of Killer Croc and a lot of Batman 500s. There are a lot of, you'll see a lot of duplicates in there. And then let's take a look at this second box.
Okay, so I had actually picked up a fairly large collection about 2 months ago, and I put a few of the boxes in the garage, and they've been sitting there since. So I want to take this opportunity to just kind of flip through long boxes because I know that folks like those kinds of things. This is more of a modern-ish 90s Batman, Lonely Place for Dying, trade paperback, and a Catwoman trade paperback. And, oh, wait. Oh, I did not. Oh, well, that's a good one to find. That's a good for a book that's been sitting in your garage. Death in the Family trade paperback. Another one. There's Penguin, Triumphant, Catwoman Defiant. These are reprints of, which issue of Batman Adventures is this? I don't know if this is already open. No, the polybag's still sealed. I think that's like issue 11 or 12. Not really any significance to that. Not a copy of that. And then there's a run of Batman. We're going to see if there's any keys in here just by sight. So what I'm probably going to do is like be bundling these in groups of, I don't know, maybe if there's a decent run here, Batman Zero. Yeah, it's going backwards towards 500. The box that I'd already gone through, that I didn't go through on camera, had books in the 400s, and then a couple of books outside of that. Oh, there's a random Action Comics in here. And then there's a subscription thing. I don't know. Some detective. I could always be missing something here. There are multiple issues of some of these books. But only one of those Vengeance of Banes. One of the Night Quest books. Batman Zero. A couple copies of that. Mike Mignola cover. Detective. Batman. Detective. Is something in here? Oh. Well, I don't want to give a name of the... That's got some yuck on it. What's in here? I don't even know. This must have been a random subscription. Okay. Batman, Superman. That might just be garbage. That's got, I think that's black mold. That I'm going to throw away. That's not a key book. Probably this is not either, if it's a lot of these subscriptions. So I don't know why that one had mold on it. 38, nothing special there. So I'm gonna have to dig into all of these. Wow, there's a bunch of them. Shall we? That's looks fortunately like only one of them, 33, have the black mold. I should be more careful in case there's a big key in here, but oh, Superman, 665. I'm gonna have to rebag and board all these bad boys. So this is an improvement over the subscriptions of the 60s when they folded them in half and shoved them in. Okay, Teen Titans 50. There are some keys in that range. Again, the original owners, I guess address and information is on here, so we don't want to disclose that. Not that there's like a pack of cards in there as well. Free cards enclosed. Batman Confidential 9 with a pack of cards. I don't even think these are comic book cards. Weird and Wild Creatures. Pretty sure that's worthless. But who knows? It could be worth hundreds of dollars. This one also has some damage on it. It also has extra weight in it. So, let's see if the book is okay. More of these cards. It's stuck to the book. Yeah, this is all water damaged. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. Yuck. That doesn't seem to carry through the books. And actually, there was one book in here that I already pulled out. I did not let it sit in my garage because I knew it was in the collection. And I had it cleaned and pressed. I'm actually cracking it out because I wasn't happy with the grade. Justice League of America 6. That did not hold up so well. And that was Batman Adventures 12, first appearance of Harley Quinn. I got a 9.6 on it, and I swear I think it's a 9.8. I will be resubmitting that. You probably already saw me somewhat disappointed in a previous nice Michael Turner cover, but I mean, that's interesting. It came in the bag and board, and it came in this mailer, and I guess it got crunched in the mailer. Yeah, that's why you don't like subscriptions, especially for more modern books. So this is going to take longer than I thought it would because it's not just a flip through, because I'm going through about 20 of these bags. Let's pull the garbage up with them. Action Comics. And there's a random Judge Dredd number 4 there. I know some people will be appalled at how I'm... Okay, Batman 665. Not quite. Spoiler warning, I did see a 666 somewhere in this collection. Maybe some more cool stuff that... It's all from what, about 2009? 671. Superman, Batman 41. So these are real mysteries. I don't even remember like processing that these were part of their collection. Batman 670. And there's some World of Warcraft freebie stuff. I don't know if that's worth anything. It probably came with a lot of book subscriptions that month. Not that I mean, I don't know how many people were actually getting mailed subscriptions at this point in time. More of those cards. Throw those to the side. 669. It's like almost like opening those Walmart 3-packs, but not as much fun. Yeah, maybe I'll get a good biggie here, but I kind of doubt it. More of these cards. I'll have to look up if those are worth anything. And Superman, Batman 40. Just a couple more of these. This one. More cards. And, oh, that's not a bad one. Nice Power Girl Alex Ross cover. Number 9. But it does, you know, it's not going to survive without spine text. So Batman Adventures 15. Another copy of 15. 14. 13. Like I said, there was a 12 in there. That's already been, that came back a 9.6. I'm resubmitting it. 9, 8, 6, 5, 5, 4. Actually, I want to be good forward. Oh, a nice Joker cover. Number 3, 2, 1, 1. Oh, this is a good one. Death in the Family. Awesome. Parts 1, 2, and 3. Part 4 I already had processed. Detective. Now we're into Detective Nightfall era. Dang, let's get a little closer, maybe. Not gonna help. I'm just trying to not go through all these books. Now they're upside down. Maybe just a couple. Detective 666. I don't know if that has significance, but he has a bunch of them. 665, 64, 63. A lot of detectives. I'm trying to just see if I recognize any keys. I don't think there are really any keys other than just being Nightfall stuff. Detective Bloodlines Annual. Okay. Another Detective Annual. Another copy of Detective Annual 4, Justice League Task Force. I don't think that has any keys in that run. Shadow of the Bat. Not much in that run either. Let me just adjust. A lot of doubles in this run. Hopefully we're still seeing this. I'm gonna go back here, get closer. Shadow the Bat, we're working our way down, number 7. A lot of duplicates. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 1, and then we have Legends of the Dark Knight. Not many keys in that either. Shadow the Bat Annual, Legends. Some good reads in here. This is probably the best. This Brian Boland Joker cover. There are a couple of these. I think these do command a little bit of value in a 9.8, so I'm going to take a look at that. If they're gradable, there are 2 of those, but not much else in that Legends run.
And I think, I'm just going to flip through this. I think this is all just, the annuals probably are thrown in. Oh, that's interesting. A Batman family. Gotham Knights. Sword of Azrael. Batman Gallery. The Superman Elseworlds. Batman Predator. Graphic novel. Seduction of the Gun. Oh, that's pretty cool. Full Circle. The Blue, the Gray, and the Bat. Poison Tomorrow. Gotham by Gaslight. That's not bad. Batman Returns. Movie adaptation. And oh, this is a good one. That's nice. That had kind of skyrocketed in lead up to the Flash movie. And yeah, Ezra Miller killed that. And Batman Grendel. So you'll see there, and when I go through stuff, you know, first off, you're not determining condition, and the bags were dirty. Actually, a couple of books from here I threw out because they were water damaged and stuff. Fortunately, if there was any black mold, it hadn't spread to any of the other books. So you saw right away that there was a Batman Vengeance of Bane #1, first print, first appearance of Bane. So that's a really nice book to have. It's not a 9/8 contender. It's got some flaws on it. I'll probably just have this at a Whatnot show coming up. So that is a really cool one. There was also this, which was really on fire recently until the movie came out. If you knew that it came out. A lot of people just didn't seem to know. This is the Batman movie special from 1989. And it is the comic book adaptation of the 1989 Tim Burton movie starring Michael Keaton, and Jack Nicholson. Of course, Keaton reprising his role as a Batman in the Flash movie. Made this book pretty hot. It's still a really cool book. You also saw there was the Batman Returns book in there, so that was a good book to have. And then I was kind of surprised when I took a closer look at these. There was the third chapter was in a different box. It's the Death in the Family storyline from Batman. Was it 426 to 429? 429 was in another box. That was kind of mid-grade-ish. Not mid-grade, but it was, you know, like an 859. This is a 426. This is a really sharp copy. This, I think, is a strong 9/8 contender, which is hard to come by with all the black on the cover. So that is really cool to have that Mike Mignola cover. Then this has a couple of defects. My plan is to put this in a 9/6 pre-screen. And these are what these little stickers, these are my own little notations. Kind of the date that I picked it up and what I plan to do with it. Do not worry. I drew with the ballpoint pen on the sticker before I put it on the bagging board. And then this was also had like a couple of tiny little spine ticks. And that'll probably go in a 9/6 pre-screen. So to get these 9/6, 9/8 out of a collection is really, really good. Then, one of those things, so my process when I go through a collection. So you saw me flipping through and I just kind of make mental notes of what was there. Then my process is I go through each book. Now with more modern books, it's a little bit easier because I can scan the barcodes. I use the CLZ app. Now, CLZ doesn't sponsor this or anything else. This is just an app that I've used for years. Probably for about 7 years I've been using CLZ. And it's really good at storing all the collection information. And it has kind of two purposes. So I put the books in with approximate raw grades. If I think that the book is a key that is gradable, like that first chapter, The Death in the Family, I'll put it in as a raw 9.4. So that's a note to me that it is a potential 9.8 candidate. I have to take a closer look at it and, clean press and possibly submit it. All other books that are kind of in quite good shape, especially if they're non-keys, right? If they're not books that you're going to submit, even if they're 9/8s, then I put a 9.0. Very fine near mint. If I think that there's exceptional quality to it, whether or not it's a key or it's a minor key, I'll put maybe a 9.2. And then I try to give it a dirty grade. It's tough. With more modern books, I just kind of put them all in as 9.0s because I'm not going to go through every book. I'll give it a quick once over to see if there are any major defects, and then I'll move on. So sometimes with a more modern book, I'll miss something. If it's a silver, Bronze Age book or older, or a big key, I'll be more careful at going through and more carefully inspecting the book. So I put all the books into the CLZ app again, one of the other advantages of CLZ is I can have separate collections. There's an option to manage your collections, and then you can create a new collection. So for this long box, I created a new collection. So I have all the books in that long box in one collection, and that helps me in a process later on. So sometimes you come across a book that is not in the CLZ database, and you can manually enter it and take pictures of the front and back cover. So those are usually the books that you're like, what is this? And take a closer look at. So I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The rest of my CLZ, so then I'll go through, and CLZ, you can subscribe. I guess if you're subscribed to both CLZ and Cover Price, you can get the Cover Price sales data automatically input. It is not perfect, but it gives me an idea of, I can kind of go to the statistics and I'll see the most valuable books in the collection. So I'll just kind of go down and see any books that kind of pop out at me. Or even if I go through title by title, I'm like, oh, wait, that's a $20 book. I didn't realize that. Let me do more research. Sometimes it's an aberrational sale. It's an outlier that usually the book sells for $5. Somebody paid $20 for it on eBay. And so it gives me an idea what books then to go through and take a closer look at. And it also gives me an idea of how to approximately price books for Whatnot. Now, I can then take all of the, I can go onto my desktop, and you can load CLZ onto your desktop. You just have to sync your changes up. And then I can look at the collection on the desktop and export all of the information. And you can choose which fields to export into what's called a CSV file, which basically allows you to open it up in a spreadsheet. So I go to Google Sheets and I open it up, and it has the variant description, the release date, the key status, why it's a key, the purchase price, the cover price, the value, the publisher, all those sorts of things. So I can put that into a database in Google Sheets, manipulate it a little bit, and I kind of, at the point where it's manipulated automatically, I've written kind of the code for that. And then I can then take that information and upload it to Whatnot. So if you ever watch any of my Whatnot sales, you'll see I'll have the title, issue number, and the key significance and the grading all in there. That's not input manually. It's all from the CLZ app indirectly. So there's a process that I go through, and maybe I'll do a video kind of breaking that down at some point. It'll take a little bit of time to do. So it enables me to take, so for this particular collection, I can download all the books onto my desktop, and then I can kind of go through and choose the books that I think are worth either bringing to Whatnot or bundling as sets to Whatnot, and then have them ready to upload into a Whatnot sale. So, however, sometimes books don't appear in the CLZ app. They're not in the database. So there was one particular book I was looking, and I'm like, I cannot find this in the CLZ database. So I went to Cover Price. Couldn't find it there either. And what it was, and I think, so when I went through the video and I was opening up those subscriptions, Batman 670 contained a freebie of this. World of Warcraft, exclusive sneak peek, the new comic book series. This is listed as, so it wasn't in the CLZ app. It wasn't on Cover Price. So I said, okay, let me look at eBay sold listings. There are a couple of raw sales. And then there was a CGC 9.8 of this that had just sold, I think, within the last week for $250. And you'll see that this, hopefully, I got a 9.8 pre-screen on it. Again, the ballpoint pen was done before I put it on the bag. I think with a press, there's a little bit of something up top, but there's nothing on the spine. Right? I think the press will take this little, there's a little thing up at the top that, yeah, right there. It should be pressable. Now, this is only 8 pages. It's 4 wraps, including the cover. Introducing the new World of Warcraft as a comic book. So, I mean, something that was really kind of a throwaway. And this is similar to how those early free comic book day books have value because nobody thought they had value. And this was just in the subscription mailer with Batman 670. I guess, I don't know how many DC titles that month this was included in, of all of them. How many people had subscriptions at the time? But yeah, this is going to be going off to CGC. And we'll see how it comes back. So that was like a huge find in a box. And it's one of those things, and this often happens, when something, like, you can't find it, it might be unique enough. And the other thing that clued me in is it's like a preview of the first series based on a video game, a popular video game. So that kind of clues you in that this might have value. And I've had a few books like that you just kind of flip through. I've never seen that before. And then you go through, there's no data for this. Let me look it up. And it's like a $500 book. So let me know what you think about that. If any of you have that, have seen that, let me know in the comments below. So that's it for this long box. It ended up being a good one between those 3 Death in the Family books that are gradable, The Vengeance of Bane, and the World of Warcraft. A nice long box. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. You can enjoy a couple of my other videos here, including the other collection, the other stuff in the collection I picked up. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.